use this media to talk
on the airwaves in your market.
When the
is too much.
When it comes,
will be knowledgeable
from 1 to 3 p.m.
Have you just realizing that? What
I want to
come to the mainstream media.
Please stop.
Here to make it abundantly clear to members of the of that is total
of our knowledge. No more peddling by a match. The past, we are doing well.
That would form the crux to the very depth of the get to interviews right now is the room. We had Comrade Tanko live from the abduction of Alhaji Muhammad Rabiu that about 177 people Kajuru. Let me run. I reached out to him. He's not heard anything yet. So on to the story, so you can expect the international media had already done some big coverage on it. Some of the evening. Something that the Shuaibu was saying that abductors are told that anybody it's a big deal. Warrior said we had a video call with him. He was right there as at yesterday when he spoke to us. Comrade Isaac Tanko, and before we knew what was happening, available. So the having a conversation right there at the corner of the issue. Have you on Monday?
Giving out
clear to members of the public that the narrative from the Kajuru is not tenable.
The host is in the hospital as a result of this attack. So in that community.
Okay. So when people earlier, eventually 7 people also said that we eventually for Kaduna State Police Command, but when our guest was talking to us of police heading into one of the communities that was affected by the gave us list of people that have been abducted, kidnapped, 2 killed, 6 have 138 are still Sunday. Wow. It's a big story, and the question we're asking ourselves is this: what actually happened? Not a single person was abducted in 30 briefs with pictures or names of getting 177. 177 people were abducted and also instructed to rescue the warriors. Good. And when I mean optics, I mean second guessing our sources. It's only normal for you to wonder is from late on.
And truthfulness when it comes to what you call little basic things, you're going to run into trouble of Mr. Bayo. It is because we are trying to say that look,
basic.
There are some things that are just basic. The governance. You're going to run into trouble. We have become almost like a joke. We are getting visa denials with shared with world leaders coming to the podium. Every world leader, for example, now in Davos, every notable world leader and the reality of middle power countries. And I'm hoping that it's a conversation I'm going to pick up with Mr. Curtis on Sunday. What's this new world order powers? Nigeria, Okoyemi. I'm going to Africa, the most populous. But when BRICS was going to come up, Okoyemi. Brazil, Russia, we're
not partners.
Not major, just
on the edge.
On the edge, just
and that's supposed to be Africa's.
Where is Nigeria? How do they see us as a people? And so you come back home to go beggarly when it comes to visa restrictions, visa denials, blah blah blah. And I'm like, we are not in denial about it. That's the truth. You look at yourselves and you say, look, we are not questioning the very basic things around governance when it comes to accountability to Paris. Instead, we prefer to say when we're talking about this. So eventually, and then in the press release, we don't even know when the president is going to of the Federal Republic of Nigeria,
the largest black nation in the world, side forward.
And then you have people who say, "Oh, does it matter where it's going to?" I'm like, really? Today's the president. That deliberate. An attack happened as far back abducted. The instinct for me was let's check the local, make it easy. Let's Tuesday morning from the that all these troublemakers, we are warning them. That statement from the Commissioner of Police was after he met with the governor at a security meeting with the governor of the state. And then finally you had the chairman. So, and then you had local government, and in fact they have numbers, and I was not less than 160 some. You know, when you don't have all the facts, to you to insist, they gave the name of churches, they gave the name of locations. Hey, for people who listen to me on Tuesday, who align myself, I've said, until you know what we did, we had to reach out. And then joke. He made several allegations. Information kill stuff. A safer Kaduna is not real. I said, you know what? Let's the police is saying nothing happened. Again, we are talking about that community now with my people. We go to at least the signboard of the cameras were showing that look, these guys are lying. Reported, these stories are killed deliberately to attacked.
Handwritten copy of the list on that list.
Yeah,
there's a family.
You know, going to church means that. So we saw it, and at that time, you know, that Jazeera coming up, but we are proud to say that look, we did come on radio. Journalists are lazy. I just laugh. Attempt, for example, to gag the media. The things you have almost on a regular basis, we get death threats here. But we are not trying. When you sign up on this job, they are not you. Maybe they are better. One of the ones that
guess that give us
you know, the media is their problem. The Bamakoko that you have to see, and then the journalists, we have to risk our own personal safety. You think going into those courts are sometimes hired to harass journalists, and they just report these things? Do you know what it means for Comrade Tanko Isaac to go into that community to give us that live report? A community where abductions have just happened, where we are now getting, you just sit back in your comfort zone and assume that look, journalists are lazy or they are agents of propaganda. What we are saying is that look, you management, for every model, if you do your situation, we know he has that there's a bit of finesse. You can see that he has to even and the police commissioner has
seen the incident and that the police said earlier denials by the officers and the officials were intended to prevent. First PRO said the reason why the initial story was denied was intended to prevent unnecessary panic. Lawmaker Usman Daladi Stingo put the number at about one country Reverend John 166 still missing. Okay, that is one. Now the criticized initial deal rescued the victims upon innocent and 77 acknowledged it publicly. We Apple. That is the second one. Okay, and the three different contacts.
Tanko, yes.
Within different communities at different communities, and the abduction was, and apart from the heavy presence of security institutions in the states like the Nigerian Military Academy, the Nigerian Defense Academy, and all of that, coming from something is happening on that road, kilometer distance within Kaduna State as in the last 20 years. So promise is still not being discussed enough. Those were the words of my guest yesterday, that the security agencies have been compromised, that they would give you
complicity. I think it has become, because again, closure happened. Have we got an answer? We got intel that this was going to withdraw
30 minutes prior to the attack,
and then this attack happened, and this attack cannot happen in 5-10 minutes. It's going to take some minutes to be successfully unchecked, and they go away. In fact, if you look, even after it happened, attempts to get this, if allegedly they were even helping them to escape. Let us even say it's you know, for want of the best to put out on matters like this, the best thing is to say, well, we have confirmed it has happened. And look, the commissioner of police in a state, soundbite. The soundbite you play, does it look like a soundbite to bring?
I want to warn some of these troubleshooters. Please, it and the security agencies.
We are here to make it abundantly clear to members of the public that the narrative from the Kajuru area that people had is not tenable, and we do not have any evidence of such.
So to the best of our knowledge, nobody in Kajuru local from that village is in the hospital as a result of this attack. So I believe is compared to the past.
So those were the words of the Kaduna State Commissioner of Police and the Kaduna State Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs. Widespread fear and anxiety leading the Kaduna. The abduction or the rumored abduction was what led to the abduction, describing them. The abduction had early public statement. The comment was that he said no abduction happened and he challenged anyone that has list and names of the people they were abducted. So the police said the comment made by the commissioner. So the reason why they denied that was because they wanted to prevent unnecessary panic. You're not admitting to the fact that 166 people have been
finger. It's ridiculous, and I'm surprised that our darling friend, our dear friend, defend the indefensible. This is completely ridiculous. Says, okay, this Kaduna situation, your guy has goofed.
No, it's
the commissioner of police to something that was what you should have done, and then you had the commissioner of police, the commissioner of internal security. Nothing has happened. These are just people who government chairman buttressing it, and then you are being what confirmed. And from what they have also said, the report of policemen on that the allegations of suppression of some people somewhere so and I remember I told Sage that look, while law-based relations, but at a larger international scale, people do this job, and that's why sometimes you begin to see planted stories and all those kind of things again to shape the narrative. Again, this is getting a bit academic, but I told Sage, I said, look, one of the things, yes, sometimes you have elements of half-truth. So what could have been the half-truth that the police commissioner should have deployed
or abducted?
You see, when you say you are not sure, okay, people say, well,
let's not speculate.
But when you come out emphatically
to even still dare anyone that has the list of the affected people to come out. So okay, now that the list is out,
okay, what do you want to do? So you now be able to have done at that time is that, even if you manage information, but look, managing information does not say you should lie when it comes to PR practice. You are
the governor present. So it is not intentional.
So what you say is, we've gotten the information, these reports have come, we are on top of the situation. Even if you are not on top of the situation, at least saying you are on top of the situation means like this. Distrust. You cannot go to bed, check, double check. As for the security situation,
you have to wait.
It does not make any sense. I've had to think over. I slept over discussing the $4.5 million, $9 million deal, and I said, look, today in the papers, these are headlines in the papers today. Okay, after paying 20 million, government, a monarch and some other people, we kidnapper in Kwara. So it is a paid for public relations, so that you have something to say.
That there was this, but we've done this.
God bless you, Okoyemi. But you cannot allow a problem to fester. You are not on top of the situation. You are still living in denial about your situation, and then you are
a PR story to me. In one hand, I'm reading the PR story, and the other hand, I'm seeing that 166 people have been abducted. Again, I'm also flipping the pages. I'm seeing that I went to pay the ransom. I've also been abducted. So how do I?
There's the easy way out. You've decided to go. Can we be a bit more intentional? This problem of insecurity, I discussed with you yesterday, by deploying our military personnel to provide security for
responsibility of the government.
Indeed, because I listened to when he was saying we needed to, even in the southwest here, to raise fences between us and Benin Republic. Don't we play from Lagos to Ogun State?
I mean, Mexico line.
You remember that his first time he was build the wall.
Where is the wall?
Have you noticed that he has not spoken about any wall now?
Which wall?
The reality is that look, somebody will say that before you know now, somebody will say we should have a security summit. This is not about summit. I think I'm sure they already know because they campaign with it. Okay,
it's absolutely unfortunate, and the fact that I've visited some of those communities 3 days.